What a week or so we have experienced. The death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the hasty nomination of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court, even before the former had been laid to rest. 1 million COVID deaths worldwide, with more than 20% of them occurring in the U.S. A disheartening glimpse into the Trump financial empire. A fiery presidential debate that really wasn't a debate at all, but rather a contest of shouting and mudslinging, principally from our most unpresidential president, who now himself has tested positive for COVID. But really, such a diagnosis was only inevitable after his months of poo-pooing the wearing of masks and insisting on his trademark, jam-packed, no mask, no social distancing campaign rallies. You can't make this stuff up. And yet, in spite of the political and pandemic chaos, time marches on, and once again, it is autumn. If you live in New England, you know that the foliage is soon to be stunning. The leaves on the sugar maples here at Little Farm have turned a brilliant yellow. Red maples are that blazing orange, and oak trees have become a rich, breathtaking brown. The leaves on the huge beechnut tree in our side yard are fluttering to the ground, and acorns up and down the street are pinging nonstop as they bounce off metal roofs. In yet another month, however, the trees will be bare. And if you are like me, you will go outdoors on the 1st of November and feel somehow depleted, as if the rug has suddenly been pulled out beneath you. The autumn foliage show will be over. The empty branches will look stark and somehow forbidding against the crystal blue of the sky. The first killing frost will have come and the air will be chilly. You will smell wood smoke from the wood stove, and you will feel it in your bones that the darkness of winter will not be put off any longer. The fragility of autumn is just that, fragile. It will not last forever. And if we see it as a metaphor for our own circumstance, we cannot help but wonder what the next months will bring, besides an undoubtedly contentious presidential election. A constitutional crisis, a resurgence of COVID, a turning point in healthcare, and a reversal of women's reproductive rights. It is enough to make one retreat into the darkness of the coming months. But wait, I say. It may be difficult to fathom, but autumn is more than a prelude to the bleakness of winter. And guess what? The trees in all their autumn glory understand that fact, even as their leaves fall to the ground. My colleague in ministry, Reverend Emily Goodnow, said it so well in her weekly church newsletter. The trees know something that I am still learning, she writes, that letting go invites a new season to unfold. Letting go allows us to stop putting energy into what's ended and tend instead to what God is doing in our lives now. And the trees also know something else, that after some good snowy rest, new buds will spring forth and the cycle will begin again. Only in releasing that which no longer serves can the trees or we welcome the new thing God is doing in the world. Emily goes on to say, I am also learning to let things go, even the things I believe to be glorious and splendid and worthy of clinging to. I am learning to watch for the blessings that only this fall, unique as it is, could offer. I am learning to enjoy the idea that winter will bring gifts all of its own, even in this strange time. I am learning to believe that new buds will come on the other side of this season of releasing. I too need to learn from the trees. I too need to learn to set aside my moments of negativity and times of hopelessness. Instead, I need to learn to nurture all that God is doing in my life right now. Adult children to keep up with, a granddaughter to fawn over, 2 beehives to prepare for the upcoming cold weather, lots of firewood to stack. It's not that I forget the turbulence of these days or ignore it. I must think through just how I will respond to the politics and the pandemic. But I also need to work to balance the very real turmoil with all that is positive that God has laid before me. So, as autumn surrounds you, as you experience or just dream of if you live in a place like Arizona, the leaves turning their brilliant colors and falling to the ground, leaving only the stark, empty branches. May you also learn to let go of all that is not worthy of clinging to, and may you rebalance your life, trusting, always trusting in the trees.